Make sure you subscribe today to get all the latest FIFA 20 news, updates, and career mode content. So it has been a while, but we are back for another year now. Welcome to episode 1 of the things we want to see in FIFA 21. As you know, this series was one of the most popular in terms of views on my channel last year, and last year I actually started this series on October 23rd, 2019, so that was 1 month after FIFA 19. This year it's a little bit different. I did wait a little bit longer, and I did make the series start a little bit closer to FIFA 21's release date, but it's still very, very early. But I wanted to allow enough time to, have suggestions in, because it could reach EA in time for them to actually throw something into FIFA 21. Last year, I saw a few things that we spoke about in this series actually make it into the game, like the moving crowds, even new commentary options and stuff. So we spoke about a lot of things, but I reckon there's got to be one person that watches an episode of this series from EA or something. When it comes down to it though, I don't really have any direct communication with them at all. So this is my way of providing feedback to them and just getting the community together, seeing what everyone wants in a FIFA. If you do enjoy the video, please leave a thumbs up for me. This video will feature mostly my thoughts because I haven't really gathered enough contributions yet, but the future episodes will have other people's suggestions in it as well. And as always, if you want to contribute, it will be like last year. Just leave a comment down below, or you can even message me on Instagram. I can't promise that I'm going to see everyone's messages. There's hundreds of people there, and I just can't get to every one of them. But you could be lucky, and I could throw one in a future episode. I guess what everyone wants to see in FIFA 21 is EA improving the online experience. Now, I would just blame the servers, but I think the servers are just one part of the problem. I don't even know the exact issue with the online experience. I just know that there is inconsistent gameplay online. It's the only game that you go in online and you experience a different gameplay each time. If you play Call of Duty, it's the same sort of experience over and over again. It doesn't feel like you're playing two different or multiple versions of the game. But online in FIFA, you could go on at a certain time and you have like a mad, smooth gameplay, very fun, very addictive gameplay, and then you play the next game or you log in at a different day and then you experience this really sluggish gameplay, a totally different game that's not really enjoyable. Now, as I said, this does happen on squad battles as well, so it's pretty bad to see that you can't really get a good online experience. It just really is incredible because it's become like a tactical decision where you have to pick the right time and the right day to play online to avoid the bad gameplay and bad servers. If you go in at peak time, the gameplay is going to feel different to when you play when it's not peak time. So, yeah, just improve the online experience. I'm not talking about the content. The content is alright on Ultimate Team and stuff. I'm just talking about more the servers when you pick up the controller trying to actually play the game. So let's talk about gameplay next, and basically I want to talk about the on-field action here with this. It's not really related to like online servers and stuff like that. So is it time for a new engine? It is possible that we could be getting a new engine in FIFA 21 on the next gen consoles at least. When they made the move to the PS4, they did bring in the Ignite engine for the game. So it is possible that there are plans to bring in a new engine. They've had the dev kit for a while now, so who knows what they're doing at the moment. It is a prediction, I'm not really 100% sure, but you would think that they have to have some sort of selling point selling the game on the next gen console as well. So I think a new engine could be coming, but who knows. A lot of people will be happy if they change the engine because they reckon that Frostbite ruined FIFA. I would say that Frostbite improved the graphics, but in terms of the gameplay, I think there's times where they actually had good gameplay, like in demos and stuff, but then obviously with different kinds of patches and trying to cater to the online people as well, the offline experience gets a little bit ruined, gets a little bit lost in that sort of world. But in terms of comparing gameplay fun to older FIFA games like FIFA 15 on different engines, FIFA 12, FIFA 13, look, the last few FIFAs on Frostbite haven't been as fun as the older versions. Yeah, we've had a few engines over the years. This new generation of consoles could bring in a new one, but I'm not really sure. It is the initial year. We don't really know what's going to be happening. At the very least, they should improve some animations and cutscenes because there are a lot of dodgy animations in the gameplay. There's also clipping, and basically I'm going to run through a few animations and things that I'd like to see in the gameplay in general. There needs to be some sort of injury cutscene in the game where a player goes down injured and he gets stretched off the field, just like you sort of see in real life as well, where you have like the medics come onto the field and then they pick him up and then take him off the field. In FIFA, the player just sort of disappears when he gets injured, so a new cutscene for that could be pretty cool to see. Also, I'd like to see players slipping in wet games like PES. If we take a look at this PES video, you can see that Pogba is just standing there, keeping the defensive line, and then all of a sudden he goes for a sixer and he goes down to the ground because he slips because it's wet conditions. In FIFA, you don't really get that kind of player slipping where they just go down to the ground randomly because it's very wet. Maybe the boots don't get enough grip. So they could do things like that as well. The coin toss used to be in FIFA, I think it's in the Nintendo Switch version, but it's not in the, PS4, Xbox, PC version of the game. So maybe make it interactive now. Could be cool where you get to pick heads or tails. That could be pretty fun, because right now with kickoffs, it's basically the home team always kicking off based on what I've seen in career mode. So coin toss could be cool, could make the kickoffs more interesting, I guess, but I know a lot of people don't really care about coin tosses and that. And then they could also do dynamic lighting and dynamic time, I guess, sort of like what PES has with their light engine or something, where if you play the match at 6 o'clock, as you get into the second half, it's going to get darker and, you're going to go from daylight to nightlight. In FIFA, you don't really get that kind of experience. Basically, the first minute looks the same as the 90th minute when you play a match. So PES does have some nice lighting mechanics in the game. I wish FIFA could do something as well. Let's move on to career mode. So when it comes to career mode in FIFA 20, it did get some significant improvements. The manager customization, player conversations, press conferences, all big features that we've been asking for a long time. So I can't really complain, but I feel like career mode is still not keeping people as engaged as it used to do in older games, older years, And I think it's not the perfect package, but it is better than that dreadful FIFA 19 experience. Having said that though, I do expect a lot more now on FIFA on next gen, so career mode needs to be improved. They need to bring back some features from the retro FIFA career modes. If you go and look at my FIFA 07 career mode video, it had a lot of cool features that the current version does not have, and if they threw those features in to what they've got now, we could have a really good career mode, because the game mode needs stuff to do and it needs as many features packed into it as possible. Now, I've spoken about specific features over and over again, so I'm just going to keep this one a bit more shorter and sweeter. So, in terms of retro features, bring back things like Visual Sim. They can definitely do it with a PS5 hardware. Internal memos would be nice. Player managers that they had in like FIFA 12 or something like that. Predicted growth charts. There's so much more as well. Like, it's just scratching the surface. You could add staff and all that kind of thing. But they also need to fix the current issues as well. So FIFA 19 had issues and they didn't fix them in FIFA 20 career mode. So what we got this year is FIFA 19 career mode issues plus FIFA 20 career mode issues. So there's a lot of bugs in the game as well. They need to figure out a way to allow face updates to get applied into existing career mode saves, because career mode players from September to December have restarted career mode about 4 or 5 times now, trying to get all these new faces into the game. So yeah, just figure out a way. I don't know if it's a coding issue or something, because we're using old codes, but PES has their system and it works well. The faces get put into the existing career modes, but FIFA players really suffer, especially if you play career mode, because you're better off just buying the game in December and then you'll have all the faces in the game. It's just pretty bad to always restart every week because there's new faces. And also, if they could just make the morale harder to boost up, because right now it's a bit too easy to abuse the system. There's so much more to talk about, man, but I just want to keep it short and sweet. I could make a 3-hour podcast on this career mode improvements topic, but let's move on to pro clubs. To be honest, I don't really know much about pro clubs. What I do know is that it is due for a major upgrade. And pro clubs, I guess in Volta could be nice as well. So that could be something that they're going to do with FIFA 21. They know that people wanted it in FIFA 20, but they just couldn't do it. I don't know why. Maybe they didn't want to do it. I think it's going to be coming in the future. Could be FIFA 21. And when it comes to Volta, Volta is Volta. I haven't really played it much, but how much can you really do with it besides add new locations and tweak the gameplay a little bit and stuff? It's not like the same experience as those old FIFA Street games. It's more simulation. It's not really arcade like the old ones were, where you get power-ups and all that kind of stuff. I really don't have anything to add to Volta. They did alright with it. It's just not really interesting to me at the moment. I don't really have a reason to play it. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the menus. My goodness, the menus need a revamp, man. They are slow. They are sluggish. EA needs to really improve their menus. Basically, just scrap it all and rewrite it, man, because it feels like the game is loading up 5 different FIFA games at the same time every time you go into the menus, man. It takes me 2 minutes to load up FIFA, but then when you're on Ultimate Team, the menus are slow and laggy. When you're in career mode, the menus are slow and laggy. I'm not sure if it's the PS4 issues and the Xbox issues, the hardware limitations, but on the PC it's a bit more bearable, but still pretty slow to load up kickoff, connecting to the servers and all that kind of stuff. So I hope with the SSDs it's going to be much quicker, but that's only if they change the menus. If they keep the same menu system, then we could be in trouble for another year. And finally, EA Catalog, just add some classic kits if you can. I'm not sure about licensing, but you don't really need licensing for colors. Just don't include logos, just throw in some colors or something together that sort of resemble the team. And then also, just make more tokens for career mode. Like when you accept a financial takeover, you can't use that token anymore. It disappears from your catalog. So at least make it unlimited. because, you know, there's 8 save slots and there's only like 4 financial takeovers per account. So please just fix it up a bit. Another thing that would be cool is the 4th kits that they release on Ultimate Team for clubs like Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. Let us download them from the catalogue and use them in career mode and kickoff. I think that would be useful as well. So that was my sort of brief wish list for FIFA 21, the things I want to see. I sort of kept it brief because I want you guys to be more specific in your suggestions, because last year that's how it sort of worked as well. So we spoke about a lot of topics because you guys got very specific. But anyway, if you need something else to watch, make sure you hit the card in the middle. It'll take you to another FIFA 20 video of mine. I'll see you next time.